Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to International Art Doll Registry's Member Spotlight for the month of August 2020. This month, we are featuring a relatively new artist to our community, Michelle Albert. Say hi, Michelle.
Hello, and thank you for the opportunity for this interview. I must say that my first reaction was sheer panic. I'm extremely shy. I I did have to go outside of my comfort zone, but you were so kind and accommodating that hey, I couldn't say no in the end, but it did take some a little bit of work on my part to do it. So anyway, it's good for me. So thank you.
It's fantastic to actually be able to sit down, get to talk to, and know you a little bit better since we don't have as much history going back. So I was actually reading up on you a little bit, and I read that you actually live on a homestead, and it was really intriguing to me because I've never known anybody personally that actually lives on a homestead. So could you elaborate a little bit on what life is like living on a homestead?
Life on a homestead is awesome, but it's also a lot of work. It never ends. I don't know what a vacation is like anymore. It's been many years since I've had a vacation. Um, it means going outside and taking care of the animals, whether it's sunshiny or snowing, raining, blizzard. It doesn't matter. You know, breaking ice so the animals can have a drink. It's preparing food. It's researching alternate forms of power, from solar to gasifiers. Whatever we can dig into. We try to be as independent as possible. I don't like going to the grocery store, so we grow a lot of our own food and try to do right by the animals on our farm, and working with in-ground vegetable growing as well as hydroponics. We've branched out more and more into hydroponics. It's very interesting. You can, grow greens and your tomatoes and cucumbers and everything. You don't have to go to the store. I don't have to worry about contaminants. Who, where my food came from, how long it had to sit in a truck and driving, using up fuel. So our carbon footprint, we try to make as small as possible to be kind to the environment. And yeah, it's getting up super early, going to bed early because you're exhausted, and trying to fit, hobbies and other interests in as you can in between. So it's definitely not a lifestyle for everyone. Not everyone would want to do it. Not everyone has the honor of being able to do it. So yeah, we appreciate it every day. Our opportunities here on the homestead.
Now, Michelle, I remember the first time you and I actually interacted online, and from the very first time that you showed me your artwork, I was just drawn to it. It's really beautiful, and I wanted to ask, why dragons for you?
Why dragons? Oh gosh, dragons can be anything. You don't have to worry about the absolute correct anatomy, or whether it has scales, or whether it has furs, or whether it has feathers. You can just let things pop in your head and just see what it looks like. You don't have to micromanage it. It's you know, I've always loved dragons. I draw the creatures, and I've done other animals and stuff, but yeah, dragons are just inspiring. You can just relax and see how it goes. I don't have to get out my any reference books or anything. They're just each one can be different. I just kind of see what it does, what it wants to do. The dragon will tell me what it wants to do. So I just pick up some clay and see what happens.
And have you ever thought about or wanted to create any other kind of animals?
I do create other animals. My favorite are dragons, of course, but I also do fairies, fairy foxes. I like anything to do with birds. I like griffins a lot. I have done quite a few of those. And I like unicorns and Pegasus. They're a fantasy animal that's close enough to the animals I see and work with every day. We have horses and birds, and so I see those features all the time, and it's pretty easy for me to put together any fantasy animal that it has some relation to a farm animal. I don't have to rely on a lot of research material or photos, because it's just ingrained in my brain pretty much, because I see it every day. I work with animals more than I work with people. It's enjoyable. I don't have to put too much hard brain power into it, which is nice because my day-to-day work requires a lot of concentration and keeping track of things, and putting together an animal doll or drawing, whether it's a real life one or a fantasy one, is very relaxing, because it can just, I can work on it and then put it aside. It's not like work, and then I have this big old long list of things I can get done. Art for me is a relaxing thing. I enjoy it very much.
Now, talk to us a little bit about your animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry. Well, we live on a homestead, and so animals are a big part of that. We are on 8 acres, and we need the animals to eat down the pastures and the weeds, and we like to stay chemical free as much as possible, so they're a major part of that. So we hatch chickens and turkeys, quail, ducks. I have milk goats and meat goats, and we have some horses. Some of the horses know how to pull farm equipment and such. So yeah, having the animals and knowing how to take care of them and raise up the babies is a big part of it. And it's a lot of work, but it's really fun. How can you resist a baby animal? They're so adorable. Anyway, so yeah, that's a big part of my life.
All right, so it's time to get into matters a little closer to the heart. Why don't you tell us your love story between you and Mr. Monty?
Okay, so you're asking a very shy person to talk about her love story. Are you crazy? Oh my god. All right, you're gonna get it from me this
Crazy.
My husband and I, we are ultra compatible. We are best friends. We share the same vision for our life going forward and what we want to accomplish, and it's we're like a team. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's there. We have the love, we have the inspiration, we have the interest in doing what we can with this property and moving our family forward. And I can't imagine it any other way, really. Who else would I want to spend the apocalypse with? I mean, there isn't anybody. He's the one. And he feels the same way about me, and we're just out here, living the homestead dream, I guess, right? It's I think there's mutual respect and caring and appreciation for each other's skills and words and thoughts. It's absolutely wonderful, and I wish that everyone could have such an experience. It's something I'm grateful for every day, and I thank the powers that be for him every day. Honestly, I do.
And so, outside of the artistic aspirations that you have, what inspires you in life?
Other than my art, what inspires me? Um, I'm inspired by being observant of what is good in the world and using my energy to bolster up that which is good, because I'm a strong believer that what you give energy to will increase. So we have a choice in life. We can put our energy into that which is positive and make more positive, or we can concentrate on that which we do not want. And what happens? In my experience, we make more of it. You will notice it more and you make it grow. I don't want to use my energy that way. It's not inspiring to me at all. I would rather use my energy to help people, to highlight positive messages, to teach, to listen to people, to be observant of the good things in nature and what's going on in my environment that I can be grateful for. It makes it grow. It helps. I think it helps the planet, honestly, because there's so much negativity, and it just makes it grow and grow and grow, and becomes like this big unbeatable black cloud above everything. And does that fix it? No, it doesn't. If enough people, in my opinion, if enough people came together and used their collective energy to promote that which they want and that which is good, the bad stuff would kind of starve out. A lot of it would. Not that it would not happen at all, but how on earth can it be helpful to, instead of inspiring people, how can it be helpful to be just beating people down and concentrating on all the negative in the world? It makes no sense to me. It's not how I live my life, and I am saddened by people who are perpetually anxious and aggravated, and they just make more of it for themselves. They make more of it for everybody because they concentrate on it so much. So, learning and being positive and trying to be a little light in the world. That's what inspires me, I would have to say.
Now, you also have a line called Friendly Dragon Prints. Tell us a little bit about that and how that came about.
Friendly Dragon Prints is pretty much about taking a lot of illustrations that I did before I got into art dolls and sculpting, and making them into coloring books. That's pretty much it. I like drawing, but I didn't really want to start any new colored pencil illustrations, but I wanted to kind of use the vast number of drawings that I have and make them useful again, basically. When during the .com boom, I was creating fantasy art illustrations all over the place. I mean, oh my gosh, I've just done so many of those. Unicorns, dragons, Pegasus, fairies, that kind of subject matter. I was doing custom pet portraits. I did that for a number of years. And then when the .com bust, then my clients just kind of dropped off the face of the planet. So I stopped doing that, and I didn't do any art for quite a few years, actually, until I discovered polymer clay and that just ignited my art all over again. So Friendly Dragon Prince is basically just to kind of go full circle and bring some of my other images back, and it actually does help with creating ideas for from some of my art dolls. So I see that, oh yeah, that was a fun drawing to do. I wonder if I can make that into a doll. So yeah, it's kind of Friendly Dragon Prince is about revisiting what I used to do in 2D work. So yeah.
Now, from all the dragons that you've created, which would you say is your favorite one to date? Kind of tell us why it touched you so close to be able to label it as your favorite piece.
I don't have a specific dragon that's my favorite. I would have to say my favorite group of dragons would be my hatchlings, my little hatchet dragons. That was just something that came to me when I was, just busy doing something else on the farm. I don't know. I just popped in my head. It's like, oh gosh, I wonder if I could make a little posable dragon that would fit inside of an Easter egg. I wonder if I could do that. I mean, I had done small sculptures. I like working small, but I was thinking, everyone loves the little posable dolls. I'm like, okay, let's see if I can make a tiny little posable doll that will just curl up in an egg. That's my pet project. That's my baby right there. They're so much fun, and I get a really good response. People seem to enjoy them as much as I like creating them. So I would have to say, when it comes to dragons, that my Hatchet Dragons as a group would be.
Now, I also read that you are actually very interested in getting into teaching, and I was curious to see what specifically about teaching really drew your attention.
About teaching, I just enjoy helping people. I enjoy talking to people about things that I know a lot about. I'm generally extremely shy, but if it's a topic that I know very well, then I can completely talk your ear off for days. My family knows this. I get on a tangent and they're like, okay, we got it, enough. But hey, if I was a teacher, I'd have like a captive audience and I could just go on about art or whatever I'm teaching. Yeah, I could do that. Not a problem. I have a little bit of experience with that. When I worked in retail, I would teach certain protocols and everything. So I have some experience with it. I know I'm not afraid of getting up and speaking to people I don't know and teaching them something, as long as it's something I really am confident and inspired with. Then yeah, I would definitely like to do that. I think it would be fun. So
Now, talk to us a little bit more about your drawing and painting talents.
drawing and painting talents. I can work with pretty much anything except for pastels or watercolor. Watercolor, oh, I have tried working with watercolor so many times. I utterly fail. I guess I'm a bit of a control freak. I have to have that, that extra little bit of detail, and I'll try to do that with watercolor, and I totally mess it up. So, I'm experienced with oil paints. I've done charcoal, pencil drawings, illustrations, portraits, mostly animals. I have a very difficult time drawing human type. Real humans or even fantasy humans are very challenging to me. But I can work with almost every 2D medium except for pastels or watercolor. Forget it. I have them. I still have those supplies. I think I probably gave them to the kids because there's no way I'm going to use them. I just can't. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
And what would you like your artistic future to look like?
What would I like my artistic future to look like? As long as I'm still doing some kind of art, I'm not really glued to anything in particular. I know what I enjoy now, but I could be inspired by something completely new that I haven't thought about. I have um, some interest in fusing glass and using wire, and I mean I can think of all kinds of things, But I when it comes to my art and my future with that, I figure I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna follow the inspiration and learn and just see where it goes. I don't feel the need to micromanage myself on that really. It's art to me is my getaway. So as long as it's fun and I'm inspired, then it can do what it's gonna do. So
What has your selling experience been like with your artwork? Is there only one avenue that works better for selling, in particular for you and your artwork, or does it really vary from platform to platform?
selling my artwork is a lot of fun for me because it's just that little extra bit of validation that what you are doing, what inspires you, also inspires someone else. It's a bonding experience, if you will. And I don't know. I put a lot of heart into my creations, whether it's a drawing or an art doll. And when someone loves it as much as I loved making it, and they want to adopt it and take it home and make it part of their little art family, then it just gives you that good feeling. And I've been successful selling on Etsy, and as well as my .com. MJ Albert Sculpts is my direct sale domain. And I also have sold on Facebook directly. That's kind of how I started with art dolls. Just kind of put my toe in the water to see if what I liked doing was even going to be of any interest, and it was. So I'm like, yay! That means I get to make more of them. So yeah, it's been a good experience, and I try to make my art affordable, as well as you know get something for my time anyway. So yeah, it's been a good deal all the way around. I I'll probably keep at it. As long as there's interest in my work, then I'll make it available to people. Absolutely.
Now, in reading up on you, you've actually accomplished a lot. And I was curious to ask, what other kind of milestones or things do you want to accomplish with your art in the future?
What do I want to accomplish with my art? Um, I don't know. I just want to keep learning new things. I'm very much into the posable art dolls right now. I see myself continuing to do that, but I'm also interested in some visual properties of uh, air dry clay and some really intricate little things that might not be posable, but they're interesting to look at for display. I still like doing pieces like that, and so when I don't have as much work to do on the farm, when I have the kids up and going where they can take over more of what I do, um, I'd like to spend some more time in the art studio exploring some of those things and trying some new techniques with materials or subject matter. So yeah, I don't see, as long as I can see, I'm going to be creating art. That's just totally who I am, and that's when I'm the most happy, is when I'm just in the art zone. If you're an artist, you know what that is. And I don't see wanting to stop that process ever. I love it so much.
All right, so you get to choose to tell us something about you that we do not yet know.
Something you might not know about me. I'll pick something. I'm not very social, so uh, I'm sure you don't know hardly anything. But um, let's see. I don't know if I mentioned that I currently live in Idaho, but I was born and raised in Northern California, the East Bay area specifically, and I went to school, to college anyway, in San Francisco, and that was a big adventure for me. I received a scholarship to go to the Academy of Art College in San Francisco, so uh, I took it was a long trip daily to get to school from the town I lived in, and uh, that was my first real step of really branching out and seeing life, outside my little circle. And from there, I've traveled all over the country. I was giving talks on animal care and protocols and such for my company, and so I got to meet a lot of people and different viewpoints. And I mean, it was very, very good for me. It was a good experience. It really helped me see that people can be different but still be good people, and everything's a matter of perspective. It was extremely interesting to me, but when it came down to it, I decided I was definitely not uh, destined to travel all the time anymore. I had about enough of that, and I settled down in Idaho. I'm certainly a country mouse and not a city mouse, although I do appreciate the city life, and I know why people enjoy it, and I can, yeah, that's for me. It's the country mouse thing, and we'll see what happens in the future. But I'm pretty sure I'm planted here for the long haul.
And so, your art, what does that actually mean to you, when you're making it all the way through to when you actually finish a piece?
Art to me means being able to take what I see in my mind. I'm very picture oriented. My day-to-day work, I'm thinking more in pictures and impressions than wordy words, because I work with animals and they're not like out there, having a conversation with me in words. It's more of a feeling picture-y thing, and that just jives with my art very well. But I like being able to take something that I feel or I see in my mind and making it into a physical object, whether it's a drawing or an art doll, so that I can share it with other people. So that's what it is to me. Just taking those little things that are inside of me and putting it out there to share with other people. And I enjoy it. Right now I'm really into art dolls, but I also enjoy drawing. I've done that a long time, and so art is about sharing for me.
And Michelle, as you know, we love making a big deal about our members at IADR, promoting them and supporting them and giving them what they need, the tools that they need to be able to excel their skill level and their artwork and where they want to go. And so, has being part of an artist community helped you in any way, whether it be personally or artistically?
IADR is a wonderful group, so supportive, interesting, and it's. I don't think that I've seen an argument in this group. It's just so positive, and I'm all about uplifting people and helping teach when I have the opportunity to do so, or finding that little tidbit of a technique that I was searching for to help me in my own journey as an artist. And I think it's good for all artists to belong to a compatible group, just to validate your own artistness, if that is even a word. I will make up that word. Every artist knows what it is, what it feels like, and it can be a challenge having an internal dialogue that might be different than a non-artist does. So if you can belong to a group of like-minded people and like-hearted people, I think it benefits your art journey and can just help you as a human. I think it's a great thing, and I really appreciate the group, and I'm very happy to be a member.
Well, dear Michelle, wanted to thank you very much for taking the time out of your day, which I know is a busy, busy day, giving everything that goes on in your homestead, and spending this time with us so that we can get to know you as one of our very, very valued members.
Well, thank you again for the invitation to speak. It's been an honor, and I look forward to hearing other interviews that you do. It's a lot of fun to listen to everybody, and yeah, thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
It's been great and exciting, so thank you very much. And for everybody else out there watching, we are in the process of selecting our next member for next month's member spotlight. So stay tuned. See you guys then.